Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. The United States and Iran have traded air attacks for a second straight day. The US military said its latest attacks targeted military surveillance capabilities, communication systems, and air defense sites across Iran, in response to what it called Tehran's unwarranted and continued aggression. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said it had launched counterattacks on 18 US military targets at air bases in Kuwait and Bahrain, as well as the US Navy's 5th Fleet in Bahrain. It later said it had also targeted the Al Azraq air base in Jordan for a second night running. President Donald Trump has sharply escalated pressure on Iran, warning that the United States will strike the country very hard tonight and eventually take control of key energy infrastructure. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said that Washington intends to seize Karg Island and other major oil facilities, claiming the US would assume control of Iran's oil and gas markets. Karg Island is Iran's primary oil export hub and handles the vast majority of the country's crude shipments. The remarks come as fighting and diplomatic negotiations continue simultaneously, raising fresh concerns about a wider escalation in the region. US President Donald Trump says Iran has taken too long to reach a deal with Washington and will now have to pay the price amid ongoing tensions and reported diplomatic efforts. In a Truth Social post, Trump called Iran's military a complete and total mess and said the country is all talk and no action, adding that the bully of the Middle East is dead. His remarks came as reports indicated Qatari negotiators traveled to Tehran to continue efforts toward a possible agreement following consultations with the United States. White House officials did not immediately comment on the post or the reported diplomatic outreach. India has demanded an end to US military strikes on ships after 3 Indian sailors were killed in a tanker attack off the coast of Oman. The incident is part of Washington's ongoing operations targeting Iran-linked maritime activity, which India says has now affected multiple vessels carrying Indian crews. New Delhi says it has summoned a US diplomat to express strong concern and calls for an immediate halt to such actions, while reporting that several ships with Indian nationals have been hit this week. On the other hand, at least 16 people have been killed and dozens more injured in a wave of Israeli airstrikes and drone attacks across southern Lebanon. The deadliest strike hit a residential area in the city of Tyre, killing 8 people and wounding 32 others. The attacks come despite a ceasefire reached earlier this month and have intensified concerns about renewed regional escalation. Meanwhile, Hezbollah says it launched rocket attacks against Israeli forces near the border, while Lebanese President Joseph Aoun reiterated that lasting stability requires an Israeli withdrawal from Lebanese territory. Bill Gates has told members of Congress that he did not fully understand the extent of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes when he associated with the late convicted sex offender to raise money for his philanthropic foundation. Gates also testified that he never witnessed any criminal conduct from Epstein. He accused Epstein of blackmailing him over his extramarital affairs. The billionaire's testimony concerned his contacts with the convicted sex offender, who ensnared women and girls from poor or unstable backgrounds. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.